Hey, what's going on YouTube? This update is for May 2021. This is my 40-gallon peninsula, mostly colonized by acropora and microlords. In this month's update, I'm just going to give a brief overview of my three systems, how they're doing, and follow each update with a feeding. I hope to post a par video here in the next coming weeks. So on the 40-gallon breeder, there has been some setbacks. I had a water source issue that did affect all three of my systems, but the 40 took the brunt of it due to its small volume and, with the top off and daily auto water change of 1 gallon, the poor water source affected this tank first. I lost some coloration in the acropora, followed by some STN events. I did lose this one red shortcake in this tank. That was the only colony I lost. And here I did lose a total of 3 colonies, all being acropora. So what I learned from this mishap is I believe I applied a pesticide and selective herbicide on my lawn above my well, which is the source water for the system, and it managed to get past my 6-stage reverse osmosis system. The only reason I'm pretty sure this is what happened is I had similar results on the acropora on all 3 tanks at the same time, and I don't do much of the same on any of them except for the water source and the salt. So I ruled out the salt and it just had to be the water. So somehow some pesticide or selective herbicide did get into my tanks and cause some issues. I did pull my hair out for a few months before I figured it out, but things are turning around, looking great. I did lose my male snowflake clown of this pair a few months ago. I did replace him with another variety. The variety is escaping me at the moment, but there he is. So this is where I'm at. Things are starting to fill in, but slowly I am running out of room. And while I'm in this area, I will show you this. I'm kind of mocking out an area. I want to put a 8-foot tank, replacing this 40 breeder and removing the rest of my systems, including this one, because maintaining 3 bodies of water just takes a lot of time, a lot of energy, and I'm just going to make life easier on myself and go with one large system. So I'm looking forward to making that change. And in the future, I will have this large system plumbed into my fish room, into a frag system. So this is my fish room. Currently I got, oh shoot, I haven't opened that in a while. It's made a mess. I got this drum full of rock that I collected from several hobbyists in the area that were selling secondhand rock. I bleached it, acid washed it, and I've just added it here with some salt water, and I've been doing water changes on it over the past several months. So that should give me a head start on the large system. This is my 80-gallon shallow frag system. I think it's coming up on maybe 8 or 9 months. Coloration doing pretty decent in here. Not too many complaints. Got a little variety of everything, some Euophilia, some microlords, some acropora, and my tangs and pair of clownfish seem to be growing up nicely, fattening up. So no issues here. Oh, I just realized I forgot to feed the 40. So let me go ahead and feed the 80 frag system. Give you an idea of how much I do feed. This is a mixture of frozen food, pellets, Red Sea Energy A and B, as well as acro power. Yeah, that's what it's called. So for my lighting, I got a 4-bulb T5. I'm running 2 AliExpress LED bars and I have 2 AI primes. I bought these mounts that were designed for off-road truck, light fixtures for like on the bumper. So I'm able to kind of articulate them the way I have it set up, depending on what the system is holding. Yes, I do realize that's a lot of food, but this is where I'm at to maintain some nutrients and not having paling issues. Here's my quarantine system. I currently have 2 sailfin mollies in here. I did just recently quarantine a pair of orange storms that are in my Zoanthid system that I will share shortly. Just give them a little pinch of flakes. They seem to perk up nicely. My first experience doing a quarantine on fish went without any issues. I just observed. I did not medicate for approximately 30 days and introduced the clowns to the new system without any issues of disease or aggression. Go ahead and put that lid on before I forget. Come back to the 40-gallon system and feed. So this is the exact same mixture as I fed the 80-gallon Frag system. So yes, in this 40 system it even seems like more, but the A cans really do grab a lot of this food pretty quickly, the stuff that the fish don't immediately take in. Alright, see the time here in about 7 minutes. Alright, maybe I should speed this up. I hate to see this tank go, but like I said, maintaining multiple bodies of water is just more time than I have. I will temporarily move this into the fish room and hold it while the larger system is maturing. So I'll move on to the 75-gallon reef. This is my system doing the best at the moment. I'm trying to think of anything new here in the past several months. No new fish. I did lose a cleaner shrimp that I had in here for, I'm trying to think, maybe 2 years. Possibly this mystery wrasse was the culprit. I'm not sure, but it was sad to see the shrimp perish. So some of the new colonies here I added on this branching rock structure that I aquascaped are starting to melt down on the tips of the Tonga and kind of do what I planned. This initial shelf here is filling in nicely. I had to trim some of this red table because I want this gold millie eventually to extend in that direction. I've kind of slowly been removing all the LPS from this system due to lack of light. The acropora colonies are starting to shade out most of the lower sections of the reef. So I have some down here, torches, hammers, etc. But I will be moving those into the larger system down the road. So here's the side shot of the peninsula on the 75. This is where I spent a lot of my time here on the couch. And I got the tank here right along my side. So you can see how the anthias like to kind of hang out here under the ledge. So it's a real scenic scape in my opinion. I'm really happy in the direction it's going. So let me go ahead and do a feeding here. Similar food mixture, a little bit heavier for this system due to the larger load of coral. Okay. And on to the last but not least. This is a 40 fusion. I got about 40 varieties of zoanthids in here that are all doing lovely. 1 Goniopora, and 1 green leather. I have a small 6-line wrasse, and you saw a algae blenny that just darted. And here is the pair of orange storms that I quarantined. This tank initially was a seahorse system, and I think I got about 18 months, and the seahorses unfortunately passed away. I will not venture down that road again. It was really disheartening to see that, but the variety I had, that's about the typical lifespan. So hopefully I'll have these orange storms for, several decades if things go, the right way. Give you a close up here, some of the Zoanthids. There's a few new additions. This one I'm not sure the name of. It looks familiar. If anyone knows, please feel free to comment. This is one of the first Zoanthids I added. I think it's called Purple Heart. I want to work on removing all of them as their growth rate is much higher of some of the more desirable visually to me species. So I'm thinking possibly about epoxying a barrier, maybe black plastic over it, leaving very little water flow in and out, and hopefully they'll just kind of wither away. I don't know if that's going to cause any chemical issues in the tank. But other than that, or scraping this rock, which I really don't want to do, I'm not sure what direction I'm going to go. If anyone has any ideas on removing that, feel free to make a suggestion. This is a Palithoa grandis, starting to shoot off some babies. You'll see when I feed, it is very good at capturing pellets and frozen food. So I expect that to take off growth-wise. Got some standard nuclear green pallies there on an island by themselves to kind of try to keep them from spreading. So that's basically where I'm at. I'll do a feeding here and let you guys go. I go a little lighter on the amino acids for this system due to the lack of stony corals. But I do feed quite a bit. I try to shoot for around 5 nitrate and 0.05 phosphate on this system. Yeah, you can see it already grabbing on, curling up. All right, guys, thanks for stopping by and seeing what I got going on here. Make sure to follow if you want to see the progression of this 8-foot system and combining everything I have into one. All right, guys.